Hello everyone, I'm Carthu, and welcome back to the Dojo. Today, we aren't discussing a what if, instead we'll be talking about the strongest character in all of Dragon Ball. Now some of you may be saying, well Carthu, isn't that obvious? It's Zeno, both of them. Or it's the Grand Priest, or maybe it's even Zalama. But all those answers are pretty inherently wrong, and today we will discuss the character that surpasses all three, or I guess four since there's two Zenos, of those characters. So let's get into it with the video intro. So, who is the strongest character in Dragon Ball? I'm not going to make you wait till the end of the video for the answer. This isn't going to be a long video anyway. For some of you, you may already know this, but it is of course Tory Bot. Tory Bot is the characterization of Akira Toriyama in the Dragon Ball story, and also Dr. Slump. Tory Bot is the way Akira Toriyama really just puts himself into scenes in the backgrounds usually, or potentially on covers, or in ways for interaction with the reader, constantly breaking the fourth wall to get across a point or to help the reader along. In certain releases of the manga, you'll even see a Tory Bot on the contents page telling you what way to read the manga from right to left instead of left to right. So, Tory Bot is this ever-present, strong being. In the Daizenshuu 7, he's even stated to be the strongest being. To quote it directly, the ultimate ruler of the Dragon Ball world, and a far, far greater person than even the Kaioshin. His likes include cars, bikes, plastic models, movies, dogs, and women. His dislikes include having his ideas rejected by his editor, rats, and his job. For over 10 years, he bravely battled against having his editor reject his ideas. You should be intensely grateful. So, he's the author. He is the person manipulating the plot. He is the one creating all the situations, creating the universe in its entirety. Again, I keep saying universe, but it is truly a multiverse with many timelines spinning off that multiverse with their own separate multiverses, as we see with the time rings. By this logic, he is, as far as we know, the only omnipotent character in all of Dragon Ball. But even if you don't want to believe that he's omnipotent, he scales pretty high off of characters like Goku, Jiren, Zeno, etc. All of these characters are in the multiversal tier of destructive capabilities, though Zeno being far higher than say Jiren or Goku. You then have Zalama and the Super Dragon Balls, which by Zeno's own admission can grant any single wish. But to avoid a no limits fallacy, you have to assume that that just means whatever Zeno can do and a little bit more, because that would be anything from the view of Zeno. So if the Super Dragon Balls are greater in power to Zeno, that should mean Zalama is in fact greater in power to Zeno. Going another step forward from that, we have the Grand Priest, who has been stated in the manga to be the strongest being in the multiverse by Whis, as far as Whis knows anyway. So with this, you have the strongest character in the known multiverse, or at least the perceived multiverse from the narrative standpoint, and we put this character above Zalama by default, giving us a ranking of Zeno at the bottom at number 4, you have number 3, Zalama, number 2, the Grand Priest, and of course, number 1, Tory Bot, who would be much higher than these characters who are tearing off of each other in terms of multiversal level of destructive capability, and even further beyond. And to be frank, the fact that he has plot manipulation in general, and seems to have the highest level of it, especially in terms of Dragon Ball, that is pretty important to his power scaling, and would make him a comparable opponent to literally anyone without having, say, destructive capability in terms of raw key output potential. He would just have the raw destructive capability by manipulating the plot to have these things destroyed. You see how that's a little overpowered. And so that's it. Tory Bot, the strongest character in all of Dragon Ball. Thanks for watching. Leave your opinions, counterpoints in the comments down below. Hit subscribe and that notification bell if you want to stay up to date on the channel. Check out the Patreon and the t-shirt if you really want to support me, and don't forget to click those 2 videos above to go see some other great content on the channel. See ya!